Okay, now that we got all that sorted. Yeah, that was pretty pointless. You probably already know what I planned on talking about. So I'll start with this. When I first started college, I had no clear direction of where I wanted to go in life. You know, like most college students. In high school, I spent most of my time playing RuneScape. I also did other things like Minecraft. But yeah, that was pretty much the majority of my high school life. Because I was on the computer all the time, I just assumed that technology would be a good fit for me. So that's what I ended up pursuing. I had taken some programming classes in high school, so I thought maybe I could try that. Then I thought about programmers and how they were all really smart, so that was out of the question. So I did some intense research and I found out about network security. And I thought, hey, that would be cool. So this is what I originally ended up studying in college, network security. While at my tail end of high school and the start of college, I began working at jobs that I hated and that I sucked at. For example, I worked at a hardware store and I literally knew nothing about hardware. My conversations with customers went a little something like this. Hi, excuse me, do you work here by chance? Do I work here? No, I just like to wear the same thing the employees wear. It's a coincidence. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I work here. How can I help you? Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just wondering if you knew where I could find the Flux 780T wrench for my decking project that I'm working on. Oh, the 780 Flux? Yeah, I'm not sure if you have any of those more left. It's a pretty hot item, but let me go in the back and check our systems for you. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, you know, I'm really sorry about that, but unfortunately it looks like we're all out of those. Yeah, I actually got fired from that job. But anyways, I wanted to get out of these jobs so bad that it became my top priority to find a job working with networking, which is what I was studying at the time. So I applied to a bunch of places and I actually got a few interviews, which I failed miserably. And at this point in my life, I kind of reevaluated my idea on coding. So I decided that I would do it on the side just for fun. I did stuff in Java and I made small websites using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. While doing this on the side, one day I actually found a group in my community called the Coding Club. A group of people who came together and they just did stuff related to coding. I decided that I would check this club out, and this is where my journey as a software engineer actually began. While at this club, I began writing small applications in Java and continued to build small websites. I ended up realizing that I really liked coding, even though I was terrible at it at the beginning. I mean, maybe I'm still bad at it. But anyways, at this point, I knew I wanted to spend all my time learning how to code because I enjoyed it so much. I actually quit the job I was working at the time, which was just a grocery store, and I ended up telling my boss that I had found a job in technology. Even though I hadn't had a job lined up, I just wanted to spend all my time writing code. So during this downtime when I didn't have a job, I just spent all my time focusing on my classes, which were just basics at the time, and writing code or doing things related to code or technology. So while in college, I actually found out about this awesome program that helped tech majors actually find and prepare for internships with real tech companies. One thing this program offered was the ability to do mock interviews with real tech companies in the area. I took advantage of this, so I ended up going to one of these mock interviews. Going into this mock interview, I knew the only thing I could really get out of this is why I sucked at interviewing and how I could get better at it. But surprisingly, I ended up doing really good during this interview, which I hadn't done in the past with the previous interviews that I had with networking positions. But I did really good, and the interviewer actually noticed my interest and drive for learning how to code. And a few days later, I actually got an email from the guy who interviewed me. He sent me an email saying he wanted to give me an internship. I was absolutely shocked. I didn't understand why anyone wanted me, but this was like a huge deal for me. One sec. I actually have the email right here. He said, "Hello Kenneth, thank you for taking the time to join us at LCC's mock interview event. Thanks for having me. We would like to extend an offer for an internship under the WEP program." The what program? JK, the WEP program is just the program that helped me find the internship. This internship would begin in December, which should allow for enough time to coordinate with Tracy at LCC to get you enrolled in the WEP program. Please let me know if you're interested. Yeah, I'm interested. So this is what I ended up replying with. Oh, and by the way, this took me like 25 drafts just to figure out what to say because I didn't want to say the wrong thing. Eric, yes, I'd be very pleased to accept an internship under the WEP program. Thank you for the opportunity. I am eager to make positive contributions for and work with the team. I will contact Tracy and let her know that I am very desperate, I am ready to start the process to get enrolled in the WET program. Thank you for your time. Yeah, I don't know why that was so hard to figure out how to write. I don't know. I just overthink everything. Anyways, this internship was 3 months long. It only paid like $12.50 an hour, and I was so desperate that I would have worked for free if it meant I got to code and get the experience. While at this internship, I actually ended up working my ass off. I spent hours upon hours outside of work learning how to code. When I went to work, I didn't want to have to ask anyone questions just so they thought I was smart and I knew what I was doing, which I realized that this was an internship and kind of dumb for me to think like that. But it is what it is, and I ended up learning a lot. And my hard work actually ended up paying off. My 3-month internship actually got extended 5 more months, and then after that, I got extended an offer for a part-time job. I was in charge for mobile applications for iOS and Android for some of the company's biggest clients. But I was part-time, and my pay was still around what I got paid when I was an intern. This is actually my last day working for that company. Almost a year and a half had passed, and I had grown to a pretty good developer. Although the company I was working for was great, I knew it was just time to move on. So I made a website, I built a portfolio, and I started applying for real jobs. Along the way, I actually met a recruiter who was determined to help me find a position. And she did. The thing was, this position wanted 3 to 5 years of experience or a college degree, and I was still in college at the time, maybe on my 2nd year. At this point, I had taken no programming classes in college, and I only had a little over a year of real work experience, so I thought I was really unqualified for this position, but I ended up going to the interview. I went going knowing that I probably wasn't gonna get the position because I was too unqualified. Well, I don't know, because I ended up pulling it off. Because I was able to answer most of the technical questions they asked me, and I vibed really good with the people I interviewed with, they ended up giving me an offer. Well, they actually ended up bringing me back in for a second interview because they were probably like, yeah, we're not really sure about this guy. But I did really good during that interview too, so that's when they gave me the offer. A full-time offer, by the way. I was still in college, but it was such a hard offer to turn down because I liked the company so much, the pay was good, and it just seemed like a fun position to do. So I took it. Trying to balance going to school and working full-time became really stressful and difficult, but we'll save that for a different story. Anyways, fast forward a year and a half later, and this is where I am now. In my 2.5 years, almost 3 now, as a software engineer, I have learned so much. I have found some of the best teachers in the world on YouTube and Udemy and in real life who've inspired me to become a great software engineer. I've interviewed and I've gotten a job offer at a Fortune 500 company, and I've really seen how the software industry works. And the best part about it all still is I have so much to learn. I'm so excited to see where my career goes from here, and I can't wait. If you weren't able to take anything away from this video, I'll leave you with this. There is no set road for becoming a software engineer. If you have a passion for coding and you want to become a software engineer, well, you're gonna have to figure out your own path. This isn't a one-key-fits-all deal. You're gonna have to figure out what works for you. Whether that be college, a coding bootcamp, or just teaching yourself, that's up to you to decide. Anyways, that's it. Peace, guys.